Zen coaching is really not defined so much by method. It is more like an understanding of the nature of life and some basic universal principles. So it's about presence, how to be present and in presence with oneself and with others. Coaching from presence into presence. And that's not so much about technique, but about showing up. I call it showing up to what shows up. So that's the summary of my teaching, is to learn how to show up to what shows up in myself. When I can do that, then I can support others in doing the same. Of course, we have many techniques and tricks, but those are not the important thing. The important thing is to be able to hang out in emptiness, in not knowing, in pure presence, being comfortable without knowing what to do. The wisdom of not knowing. The ego mind hates to not know, wants to always be the expert, wants to be in control. It's the nature of the ego self. And the less control, the more fear. Zen way is the opposite. Relax, nothing is under control. Relax, nothing is under control. It's the opposite. The path of meditation is the opposite of the path of ego. So they're like the two coins. Effort, non-effort. Doing, non-doing. Action, presence. Desire, desirelessness. It's a polarity. But again, I'm not against action. Its question is, where am I coming from when I act? These days, it's very popular with tantric sexuality, tantra workshops everywhere. What is it? What is sexual tantra? In my understanding, it is nothing but approaching sexuality from presence instead of from doing. From desirelessness, I mean from goallessness, not having a goal, just exploring the present moment with openness. Learning how to be in out of control, to be in presence in the intimate meeting. You know, if you're a parent, how many of you are parents? If you're not in presence when you are with a young child, like 3 years old, I was just with a 4-year-old earlier today, my niece. I really enjoy it. If you have some 4-year-old child and you're not in presence when you're with her or with him, what happens? Can you write on the chat? What happens? You are with your child. It's just the two of you, but you are distracted. You're not really in presence. What happens with a child? Can I hear? They want attention. And how do they show that? The child will force you to presence. How? It will start to react. What kind of reaction? So get angry, be demanding. They grab you. They become difficult. A difficult person is simply a person that is missing presence. Now, this is not just children. This is also your boyfriend. This is also your girlfriend. Are exactly the same, only we cover it up. But we punish each other in a subtle way. You're not present with me. When you're with me, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to take revenge. Of course, very politely. You won't even notice I do it, but I do it like a child, you know. But I'm so civilized, you know. I find a little, I don't do the dishes. I ignore you a little bit. And then it's like, how many know what I'm talking about? Presence is everything in life. Okay, I want to hear some of you speak again. So I told you a little bit about myself. Let me add one thing. I've had a different career before. I started my adult life or my studies, studying first computer science, then business administration, organizational development, then philosophy. And then I got a job in Pakistan. So I spent 2 years in Pakistan working with the United Nations. And then I worked in Vienna, and then I worked in Vietnam, then I worked later in Cambodia. So I used to work in international relations and international development for 8 years. Then I was getting more and more depressed because I felt the whole system was dysfunctional. Even I had a good career, made good money, had social status, could travel the world, etc. I was losing my flame. And also, I wasn't dealing with my own suffering. I wasn't transforming my suffering. It was just repeating. I was carrying various kinds of emotional struggles, and they were not transforming because I was not working on them. So I quit and went to the Buddhist monastery for an Ängstbacka for like 4 years, 3 years. And then I started my present career. And now I'm combining. In Bali, I was working with organizations that work on international collaboration and development. And so I bring these perspectives into those organizations, activists, human rights people. It's so much needed everywhere. And they're so grateful when they get these tools. It's needed in the schools, in the kindergartens, in the business, in activist organizations, everywhere. It is the universal medicine for all the trouble in the world, in my opinion. In a way, you could say there are a million problems and one medicine, and the medicine is called presence. Real, true presence. And in my opinion, to connect with presence and live from presence is not something we can do alone. We need each other. Without help, we can't do it. The world is not organized for it. Don't be a hero. I'll do it alone. No. I need my own coach. I need my friends. I can't do it alone. We need community. We need friends. We need support. We need inspiration. We need guides. We need each other if we want to live like that. Don't be a hero. Do it alone. Does that make sense?